What's up, guys? Chiefs Chat, episode 20. And in today's episode, I'm here to preview today's game against the Buccaneers. So the thing about this game is, it's in an hour, so a lot of you guys watching right now have probably already seen the game, but it'd be kind of nice to get some perspective from me about how I'm feeling going into this game, because in my opinion, all right, we have no reason to be worried about this game. All right, I am expecting a convincing victory. And all of you guys watching right now from the future who have already seen the game, you guys can tell me. I'll know at that point. But you guys can kind of roast me in the comments if it's even a close game, because I think it's going to be a convincing victory for the Chiefs. So I'll give you a couple of reasons as to why. So you really look at this Buccaneers team. They've got Tom Brady, and I think that's kind of the main reason that everybody's worried about this game. And as a Chiefs fan, I've had this game circled on my calendar for quite a while. It's going to be a fun game because, any game against Tom Brady is going to be a fun game. And the weird thing about the NFL, all right, so tell me how. It's been 4 years, I think it's actually been 5. It's been 4 or 5 years in a row that we have had to play Tom Brady on the road. Why is that? Why is that, NFL? Rigged, question mark? Because I think it is. Tom Brady, he is an absolute monster. He's considered one of the greatest of all time. And in my opinion, at this point in time, we'll see in a few years, Patrick Mahomes will probably take over the crown. But he is the greatest of all time. And why are we playing him 4 times in a row on the road? That is unacceptable. That's crazy to me. Because the NFL, they say that they just randomize games. Obviously every single year, the Chiefs play a different division. That's just kind of how it goes, but it's just weird to me. Okay, we finally got the Patriots at home this year, and Tom Brady decides to leave for Tampa Bay. Oh, of course. But anyway, aside from that, all right, I'm going to move on from that, because this game against the Buccaneers, it's going to be a blowout win for the Chiefs, I can guarantee it. Because you look at this offense, all right, this Buccaneers offense, they've been able to put up points. They've been able to do some cool things. They've been able to do some good things on offense because they've had so many weapons. If you weren't putting up points with that many weapons on your team, it's time to make some trades, because that is not good. To have that many weapons and to not put up any points. But, that's the thing about this offense. They have so many weapons. And the thing about these weapons is that they all expect touches. And they've got so many moving pieces on this offense that there has to be some guys on this team that, aren't feeling great, that are kind of, down when it comes to morale, because they brought back Gronkowski. They brought back Antonio Brown. They brought back, they signed Leonard Fournette. They signed LaShawn McCoy. And they've still got guys like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. All of those guys are superstars, or at one point in their career was a superstar, that expect to get touches. And when they don't get touches, it demoralizes your team. It makes you feel down. And I'm not sure how many of these guys, I don't know what the locker room is like in Tampa Bay, but it has to be bad. It can't be great. It can't be good. It can't be all peaches and roses down there, because they've got so many guys that expect the ball that there's got to be at least a couple guys that are like, man, I'm not getting as many touches as I want. So it's just tough, and if I'm one of those guys, especially if I'm one of those guys who has already been an established part of this offense for a few years now, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I would be like, come on, man, I was here before everybody else. I have been here for the changes. I've rolled with the punches, and I'm doing what I can to try and help this offense. Where are my touches? And then they bring in a guy like Antonio Brown. It's like, come on, man. We don't already have one of the best receiving corps in the league, which in my opinion, they did. I think they already did have one of the best receiving corps in the league. And then they brought in Antonio Brown. For what reason? Why? So it's just weird. This Buccaneers offense is so weird. And against this Chiefs defense, you might think, they can put up some points against this Chiefs defense, because if we can't stop Derek Carr, we can't stop Tom Brady. Come on. And what I want to say to that is that this Raiders team, they've got a great coaching staff. They've got a lot of great guys in the film room that are just looking at this Chiefs offense and, the Chiefs defense, because clearly they haven't been able to stop the offense, but the Chiefs defense, and they have somehow, figured out how to kind of, stop us. They play us twice a year, so that does help. That does kind of benefit their case. But, in my opinion, this Buccaneers team, they're not as prepared as the Raiders were. In both of the games that we played the Raiders, we struggled on defense. We couldn't stop anything. And this Buccaneers offense, my question to them is, are you guys as prepared as the Raiders were? I'm sure they've been watching film. I'm sure they've been watching film from those Raiders games. I'm sure they've been watching film from the Patriots game and, the Colts game last year. I'm sure they have been studying the film, but Is this Buccaneers defense ready to stop this offense from scoring 30 points? Because in my opinion, no, they're not. We're going to end up scoring 30 points easily, in my opinion. And the Buccaneers offense, I think they have so many crazy moving pieces that they're not going to get past 25. I think a final score of about 21 to 35 is a good prediction in my personal opinion. And you guys watching who have already seen the game can laugh at me if you want, if it's wrong. But that's just my opinion. And anything around that ballpark area is I think a good final score, and that's just a great prediction on my part, in my opinion, because I think that's the kind of game it's going to be. It's just going to be a convincing win for the Chiefs. Excuse me, I forgot how to talk for a minute. But anyway, yeah, I'm not worried about this game at all. And our defense has struggled over the past few weeks, and I am looking for us to rebound. But overall, I think we're going to have a solid game against the Buccaneers. I think we're going to shut them down and, hopefully get to 10-1 this week. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a solid game. So, that's all I really got for this episode. And, I'll see you in the next episode when I recap this very game. It's going to be fantastic. And, peace out.